Typhoon Ida injured the New Orleans power lattice. Those hardest hit by Hurricane Ida are going through one more night in obscurity, as temperatures climb and gas, clean water and different supplies are difficult for some to drop by. More than 1 million homes and organizations were still without power Tuesday evening in a side area of southeast Louisiana that incorporates New Orleans and a few different areas. New Orleans and southeastern Louisiana stayed disabled by blackouts after Hurricane Ida struck a staggering blow this week to the transmission framework that conveys power. Forest suppliers like Entergy Corp are evaluating the circumstance, however there aren't yet definite replies regarding why parts of the Louisiana framework folded when Ida showed up or when power might be re-established to hard-hit regions. A few occupants could be without power for quite a long time, and Entergy specifically is confronting questions. "We don't simply have a customary forced power outage," said Logan Burke, chief head of the New Orleans-based Alliance for Affordable Energy. "We have a data power outage. We're not getting any data yet from this evaluation that is in progress." Burke, who cleared to northern Alabama, said the absence of definite data makes it truly hard to say whether this specific circumstance was inescapable. More than 1 million homes organizations actually needed electric assistance today in Louisiana, to a great extent in the southeastern piece of the state, as per power outage. U.S. In Mississippi, the quantity of clients displayed without network power dropped to under 60,000 from more than 100,000 the previous morning. The site for Mississippi Power, which is essential for Southern coal, shows follow blackouts in Gulfport and close to the Louisiana-Mississippi line. A few blackouts were accounted for in Alabama and Georgia as Ida's downpour and winds spread out into different pieces of the southeast. No significant harm in those states has been accounted for. Reclamation times can be difficult to nail down after typhoons and other significant tempests, and utilities regularly give a wide window. Yet, numerous Louisiana occupants seem, by all accounts, to be in for a long blackout. The Department of Energy said almost 50% of Louisiana clients needed power starting at 7 a.m. EDT today. Entergy and its utilities have given explanations this week, yet the organization had not given nitty-gritty responses to questions presented by E&E News on schedule for distribution. Since Hurricane Ida has moved out of the space, we're leading assessments of the framework to get a more clear image of what will be expected to fix the obliteration, Entergy New Orleans said today on Twitter. Full harm appraisal could require a few days, as numerous spaces are presently unavailable. The tempest follows past tropical storms, like Gustav and Katrina, that left individuals in New Orleans without power for impressive periods. While each tempest is unique, guarantees from utility and political pioneers to further develop the framework didn't make a framework sufficiently able to withstand Idaho. It made landfall as a Category 4 tropical storm on Sunday. Calls for future assessments or examinations are as of now coming to fruition. Helena Moreno, leader of the New Orleans City Council, was cited in the Times-Picayune as saying a board advisory group that manages Entergy would explore. The City Council is the essential controller of electric help given by Entergy in New Orleans. Craig Green, director of the Louisiana Public Service Commission, said in an explanation this week that while some force was returning pieces of Baton Rouge, many individuals in the state may need to stand by 7 to 10 days, with those closer to the coast and New Orleans reasonably taking a gander at weeks. Green said that for the time being, the concentration in the state ought to be on aiding neighbors. There will be a general setting to assess our electrical network's flexibility, survey how the most recent enhancements have aided, and research how we may better plan for the following tempest, he said. President Biden tended to the seriousness of the blackouts during briefings yesterday. The president met practically with the lead representatives and chairmen of significant urban communities in Louisiana and Mississippi and supported his organization's obligation to reestablish power in intensely harmed regions. "We're in close contact with nearby electric suppliers to perceive what they need," Biden said, taking note of that the significant electric organizations in those states are not government-possessed. However, we're doing everything we can to limit the measure of time it will take to get power back up for everybody in the locale," he said. Remembered for multi-agency reaction is the Federal Aviation Administration, which is working with the state's electric organizations to approve the utilization of observation robots to evaluate harm to the framework. The Pentagon and the Department of Homeland Security are giving any satellite symbolism that can assist with surveying harm. The Department of Transportation's Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration reported a crisis announcement for 6 southeastern and Gulf Coast states to let transporters pull in fundamental things, including power reclamation gear. Nearby utilities will before long start rebuilding work, including focusing on getting transmission lines into New Orleans and get them back fully operational. A ton of them have been brought down, Biden said yesterday. He added later, "We're probably really ready for the beginning phase of this, and there's something else to do." Entergy depicted a portion of the harm in a proclamation yesterday, saying that significant transmission lines that send capacity to a few Louisiana areas were unavailable. Harm to 8 high-voltage lines took out power for New Orleans and Jefferson, St. Bernard and Plaquemines areas, just as portions of St. Charles and Terrebonne areas, the organization said. One transmission tower close to Avondale fell Sunday night, making the Pinnacle's conveyor and wires land in the Mississippi River. Deanna Rodriguez, president and CEO of Entergy New Orleans, said in an explanation yesterday that the circumstance will be a long-distance race, not a run. She said it was too soon to give estimated rebuilding times. "We're filling in as securely and rapidly as we can, yet recuperation will shift contingent upon the harm caused and its area," Rodriguez said. "We should all be ready for the recuperation to take some time." Entergy's water for 3 atomic reactors stays covered, however, in a protected, stable condition as laborers reestablish off-site power, an organization representative disclosed to E&E News in an email. Diesel generators have been fueling fundamental frameworks at the plant since Sunday night. Entergy detached their reactor from the framework Sunday morning as Ida's breezes raised, and the organization sequestered laborers to be protected. Teams are currently clearing trash at the site, where the breeze and water have harmed some non-atomic constructions, Representative Mike Bowling said. "It's hazy when the Waterford reactor will actually want to restart, as the circumstance in southern Louisiana stays liquid," Bowling said. The Riverbend atomic site in Louisiana is as yet working at 40% to consent to the Mid-Continent Independent System Operator's solicitation to protect framework honesty. Laborers will get back to the plant today. Typhoon Ida injured the New Orleans power lattice.